In the eastern part of Uganda and on the very edge of Lake Victoria lies a true paradise of the country, Jinja, a city with its feet on Lake Victoria and its head on the source of River Nile. The city covers an area of 216 square kilometers, of which about 35 square kilometers are covered by water. Jinja city is located just 79 kilometers from the Uganda's capital Kampala in the Busoga sub-region, with a resident population of over 500,000 people during the day and 277,500 people during the night, and the most predominant economic activity is business. However, in the recent past, there has been a shift in economic activities with tourism and business. The city attracts a lot of tourists each year, both national and international, who come to see the source of River Nile, as well as job seekers. In his address, the city's public relations officer, Chito Rajab, says that the tourism industry had almost broken the even before the COVID-19 pandemic, and they were receiving over 100,000 tourists annually, both national and international, and the earned a lot of money, close to 180 million.
Our tourism capacity in terms of numbers annual were registering about 100,000, both national and international tourists. Basically, majority of them were coming to visit the source of the Nile and also to visit other sites that we have in the city, especially those that do enjoy the whitewater rafting, and some of them to go and see the different falls that we have along the Nile within the area of Jinja city.
Chito adds that the 2 years of the pandemic, however, have squandered the revenue collections since few or no tourists were registered, as transport on roads, water and airports were closed to reduce on the spread of the COVID-19. Rajab is, however, optimistic that come next year, the industry will have gone back to normal.
When we experienced the COVID-19 across the world, it affected almost every sector. So tourism was not exception. And right now we are simply just recovering. The tourism sector is picking up slowly by slowly. and probably in the next 1 year or two, we shall have gone back to the same numbers that we used to have, or even perhaps surpassing the numbers that we used to have in the past before COVID-19.
Holding a strong bid to be turned into a tourism city of Uganda, one of the biggest resources Jinja City delights in is the source of River Nile. The beautiful Basoga culture, the first Jinja cable bridge that covers an area of 525 meters across River Nile. And it is the second bridge in East Africa after Chigamboni Bridge in Tanzania. This is one and the only magnificent Jinja cable bridge that sparkles during the night and together with the source of the Nile River. They distinguish Jinja City from other cities, that's making it one of the most beautiful cities in Africa. The beauty of the Nile marvels tourists, and when they come, a lot of money change hands, that's boosting the incomes of the locals. Other than the new bridge, the old Nalubali Bridge and Owen Falls Dam, the Bujagali hydropower station that generates electricity to light up East Africa are all found here. Jinja is the most planned city in Uganda with good road network covering 500 square kilometers, with some stretching from the main street east and north of the city, such as Gokale, Nizam, Kat Road, Clive Road East and West, among others. And of these, 300 square kilometers are in the Northern Division.
In order to enhance the growth of the industrial sector, there is one factor that we must look at critically, and that is the road infrastructure. There is no way we shall be able to promote trade, commerce and industry in the city if we do not improve on the road infrastructure. The road infrastructure is one of our biggest challenges, especially in the city and especially in the Northern Division. The Southern Division is relatively okay. The roads there are relatively in a good shape, but if you went to Northern Division, it's still a very big challenge. We have very few roads which are tarmacked. I think it could be like about 30 kilometers of road which are tarmacked in Northern Division, and you can see that that is very, very minimal. It's at a low scale, so there is no way we shall be able to propel the growth, the economic growth in the city if we do not address the issue of the road infrastructure. So one of the things that we want to focus on largely and majorly is, one, to open up the feeder roads. First of all, those that are on plan, which are not yet open, and then two, to ensure that we provide gravel, those that can be gravelled, but also three, largely see how we get funding to make sure that we tarmac these roads, because this is the only way that we shall be able to propel and enhance economic growth in the city.
The completion of Main Street, stretching from the police roundabout to the district medical offices, together with engineer Zikusoka, gave Jinja City a new facelift. That's making it more beautiful and accessible. It being a one-stop center for tourism in Uganda, it is also known for its print-stinking features, such as the Busoro waterfalls, the stunning panorama that most day trippers enjoy staring at. And this film focuses on how Jinja city dwellers have turned these places as avenues for income generation. That aside, the Jinja airstrip at Chimaka is the quickest means of transport that tourists who come to Jinja use to reach their destinations very fast.
We have Chimaka airstrip, which can help us connect with Entebbe and other places of touristic attractions very fast, because many tourists don't want to be held up in traffic jam. You know, between Kampala and Jinja these days, it takes at times 3 to 4 hours, and this is really unacceptable. Many tourists want to come to the country, go and see whatever they want to see, experience it without being held up on the road for too long. But I'm sure with the time we should be able to get many more light aircrafts landing at Chimaka and connecting to other places of touristic attraction, and that way that will greatly ease on our transport. But we're also hoping that lake transport will be developed so that people enjoy a cruise on Lake Victoria as they connect to Entebbe, as they connect to Port Bell.
Speaking to the captain and one of the proprietors of the Vine Air Flight Academy at Jinja Chimaka Airstrip, Captain Dod Katendeigwa explains the significance of having an airport in the city.
The importance and the value of a city airport, how a city airport is a critical connectivity hub for the city and plays a vital role in the development of the city. And we gave examples of cities, developed cities, even the first world, congested as they are, they have not gotten rid of their airports. For example, again, you have London Heathrow, Gatwick, those have heavy traffic which comes in from all over the world. But then you've got London City Airport plus other 5 city airports right within London that serve the ecosystem of the business people in London who want to come in quickly without the hassle of a congested airport and go out quickly. Time is money for businessmen. And Jinja as a city, we are privileged that we've got this aerodrome here, but an airport, an airfield is useless without what you call an anchor operator. Every airfield will have what you call an anchor operator. Who is that operator that gives life to that aerodrome? And for Jinja, Vine Air and Vine Air Flight Academy is that anchor operator. And we've demonstrated it over the years. We've been here since 2013 and we've been operational since 2015, 2016. For those of you who know Jinja very well, you know the state the airfield was in, and of course it costs money to maintain airfields without any operators. But since we came here, Civil Aviation Authority has been very supportive. They took a lot of interest in our presence at this airport. They have been extremely enthusiastic about it. The airfield, they have maintained the airfield. It's not bushy anymore. You don't have cattle grazing on the airfield anymore. The apron is not empty. Now we're even having discussions with them about expanding the apron because it's congested, which is a very good thing. So Vine Air and Vine Air Flight Academy, we serve as an anchor operator to give life to this aerodrome and therefore to give life to the Jinja city that is coming up. How does that work? As Vine Air, we have what we call an air operator certificate. We are certified by Civil Aviation Authority to carry passengers on a charter basis. So if, for example, you want to go to Entebbe tomorrow, Jinja as a city attracts, it has a lot of industries. You'll have, COVID will go and business will normalize. You get all these industries. They've got people coming in to repair machines, people coming in for business meetings. You've got a lot of agro business around Jinja, people coming in for agro conferences, workshops, etc., and many other things. They don't want to land in Entebbe and spend another 5 hours on the road coming to Jinja when those 5 hours could have been spent in a conference or in a meeting. They don't want to spend 5 hours on the road when those 5 hours could have been spent having adventures on the Nile, for example. So we fly you direct from Entebbe to Jinja within just 35 minutes or 30 minutes, half an hour, saving you nearly almost 4 hours of your valuable time. Now that is the connectivity value that we bring to the city and that the airfield brings to the city.
Speaking to the Jinja City Mayor, Alton Kasolo Okocha, said that Jinja being the center of tourism with potential sites, they earn the country and the city revenue. They are doing all they can to redevelop the industry to better standards to match with the increasing demands of the new developments.
If you talk about Jinja City, you're talking about the source of the Nile, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is one heritage that we can't rule out of the bracket of those main tourism attractions in the world. So, as I speak now, Jinja is a tourism city. From the time of our inception, we were considered as a tourism, trade, and commercial city. So, tourism being one of the lead elements in our making, we are moving forward to see that we reserve those sites, develop, and then publish them to make the world know where we are seated, for everyone to come and see the beauty about Jinja. So, given that we are at the source of the Nile, because it is one aspect that we can't rule out. Apparently, it is one thing that I should always be proud to speak about. And then other falls downstream the river that actually are so beautiful for people to come and see. Because there are other sites. We have the Bususwa Falls, which people know as Busoko. It is also another site for people that should come and actually have a glimpse of it, because it is very beautiful in terms of tourism. Not only that, Jinja City being one of the oldest cities in Uganda, apart not just being one, but being the oldest city, because given our history, you remember that Jinja was founded in 1906 as a small fishing town on Lake Victoria and near the source of the Nile. We have a lot to show. Apparently, one, the city itself, or the people should come and see where that small town started from. The one I would call the stone city. Jinja in Uganda, it is a stone. So this town of the stone city, where is its origin? It is one site for people to come and see, and also to put on their memories, something that you can't die before seeing. Then from there, our history went on growing. We came into the 1950s, 1954 there, you remember when they were commissioning the first hydroelectric dam in Uganda. That is the Owen Falls Dam, a site that actually brought the Queen of England to come and commission. It is one of the sites that we are proud of to showcase to our tourists who come to Uganda and Jinja in particular. That dam is one of the oldest in Africa, being commissioned in 1954. And thereafter, Jinja's plan, the physical plan, was rolled out. Apparently, when you talk of a physical plan in Uganda, if you go to Makerere University, they will tell you that it is a course which was begun in the late 90s here. But Jinja is one of the cities in Africa that first tested on the beauty of having a physical plan. In a physical plan, I mean the planning of the city. The way you see Jinja, how roads were planned, that we should have this road, we should have these areas like residential areas in Chira Road, that side. We should have estates like in Walukuba Masese, Mpumude. We should have the business center like Jinja Central here, and then the other areas around Jinja. So that kind of architectural physical planning it is Jinja which has it in Uganda.
He adds that although road network is still a challenge, where some roads are impassable, they are doing all they can to improve them and make tourism sites accessible.
Because most of our sites are hard to reach places that we need to improve on the transport. For example, even in the lake here we have these islands like Samuka and all those, Rabitoke, Kisima. These are places people would wish to reach, but how to reach there? So it is one of the best areas that government should tackle, to see that Jinja is given a special program, because I believe if we treat tourism in Jinja and polish it to a level where we want it to be, this is one source of income that this government is enjoying, because tourism, the leading source of foreign income for Uganda. So the more we elevate it to super positions, the more Uganda will benefit from it.
Jinja has the second largest economy in Uganda. Previously, factories chose Jinja as their best because of the nearby electric power station at Owen Falls Dam, though most of them became defunct due to the dark politics of the time. However, since the early 2000s, the leadership has done a tremendous role of restoring Jinja to the heights of yesteryear, and many businesses have picked up steadily, where more industries have recuperated and over 90 of them are in operation.
Industries have come up, and those ones that were defunct during the economic crisis of 1970s, they have been revived, because I can see the coming back of Indians. Now they have taken over the business, and even the locals, the Ugandans themselves, we have taken up the business, which is very good. Apparently we're in a balance. Those are the Indians and all the white-skinned people, they're in the manufacturing, and the blacks are in the trade. You know, they are carrying out the day-to-day trade and running markets and all those the shops, which is very good. That everyone, it is inclusive, every Ugandan and everyone in Uganda.
The fact that the main economic activities take place in the central business area, a new market for fresh produce that stands in this central business was completed during the fourth quarter of 2014. The facility accommodates up to 4,500 vendors, and the cost of US dollars 13.7 million to construct with the loan from the African Development Bank from 2011 to 2014. The city being at the edge of the Lake Victoria, it has a number of fish landing sites like the Masese fish landing site that employs over 5,000 people. That's contributing a lot to the development of the city through revenue collections. The Jinja ribbon, commonly known as the Jinja pie, is another important place in the city where ships anchor, and due to its outstanding history and significance towards the economic development of Jinja, city officials have picked interest in redeveloping this place to better standards. The chairperson, Uganda Tourism Board, Honorable Center 4, with one regional referral hospital, Jinja Main Hospital, that provide medical services to all.
We have both the international health facilities that offer those at international level, and then we also have those at the national level. We have a regional referral hospital in the city. We have the center force at the different constituencies. In each of our divisions, we have health center for facilities, well equipped with professional and qualified doctors and nurses, health workers. And we also provide the services of health facilities as far as health center tools. So in terms of the health facilities that we have in the city, all our areas within the city have been, you can reach out to these health facilities in a walking distance of about 5 kilometers or even less. You can always access a health facility.
Despite the fact that Jinja is a city, it still has dilapidated Indian structures in the city center, though some have been demolished and replaced with new structures, as others renovated by the owners to give the city a new facelift.
At one time, council took a decision and they agreed that we may not entirely get rid of all these structures which have gone those old designs, or the Asian type designs, I would put it in that way, but rather to see how we can be able to preserve some of them. We have some unique structures with unique designs that we feel cannot simply just be erased down, but rather preserve them for historical purposes for this city. If you went to some other cities in Europe, there are certain structures that they cannot easily get rid of, and you find that they will tell you this structure has existed for 200 years, 300 years, for as long as you give it a facelift and it's able to fit within the modern times. So it is the same way, it's the same approach we are using. Not every building in the city is going to be erased down because it's too old or it's no longer habitable. It can be given a facelift. Say for example, the way the Madvan building was given a facelift, it has stood for years, since 1913. So you can imagine. But when you look at it, it's still, standing strong, and it will live for maybe for the next generations to come. So we feel that much as we want to have the skyscrapers and but if you look at our physical development plan, it's a unique one. We want also to preserve and maintain some of the historical structures that we feel are still important and give history to this town. So not every building that has aged that will be erased.
teams that include Busoga United Football Club, Modern Gaddafi Football Club, and Bull FC, are playing in the top flight of the Star Times Uganda Premier League with two stadiums of the Chabazinga Stadium and Kakindu Stadium. On the other hand, the Jinja city dwellers are God-fearing people with various religious denominations of the Christian faith, Muslims, Catholics, born again, and other, though some take cultural norms as their faith. Remarkably, being a cosmopolitan city located in the eastern part of the country, the city is composed of a number of ethnic groups that include Baganda, Bagishu, Bagwere, Banyankole, Banyoro, the Japadolos, Karamajongs, though the Basoga and the Lusoga language takes the biggest percentage of about 65%. Much as Jinja is the capital city of the region, the headquarters of the kingdom of the Basoga tribe are found in the heart of the city at Bugembe and the king's royal palace, where the king, Chabazinga, sits at the top of Vigenge Hill. In the evening hours and even at night, many businesses such as meat roasting, chicken, chapati making, selling old clothes, shoes and other merchandise crop up on the road verges of the main street, targeting the passers-by and new city entrance just to make a kill. Despite all that, the city serves as a recreation center for luxurious people who flock in the city in different leisure places over weekends. These normally come in for form of national tourists and for entertainment. Places such as the Sailing Club, Nile Resort, the Fantasy Lounge, Nile Village, the Baobab, among others, are some of the wonder recreation places that attract a lot of people over the weekends and also act as sources of incomes to some employees and source of revenue to the city.